Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and tonight we're on the red carpet for the premiere of Starz' incredible new show, Flesh and Bone. We'll be bringing you interviews with the cast and creators, so get ready for a great night behind the velvet rope. Hey, Claire, what a journey this young lady goes through from small town to trying to take over the ballet world. Talk to me about bringing this all to life.
It's been a huge journey and an arc of a character that has been really complicated and challenging, but I think the response is going to be exciting and interesting from everyone.
Claire is dealing with a lot of stuff. Obviously, we see her story in the ballet world, but we also see the stuff that she has internally. Talk to me about the internal struggles that she deals with.
She has a very troubled past. Her family life is not really healthy, and she's kind of just finding her footing as a young woman and on a search for normalcy in a very dysfunctional setting.
I just heard my buddy Alfonso's on the carpet with us calling you one of the worst and best villains of all time. You're pretty bad in this show. I mean, you're great, but you're bad.
Yeah, but you see, it's weird. I was just saying to him, as actors, you don't judge your characters. You just have to justify what they do. So I see him in my head. He's like a lost, lonely, abandoned little boy who's terrified of disappearing. So that's what I see when I watch him.
How real is it? Because I try to imagine having to work for somebody like that. What's it like for someone like Claire to have to function in that capacity?
Well, it's terrifying. I mean, it's terrifying because he seeks external validation at all times. He gets that through his company. So they're like a limb. They're like an extra limb. And if they're not performing, he's going to like cut them off, or he has to grow a new one. He's just so all his eggs are in their basket.
People don't understand how competitive the dancing world is. I mean, it is really like any other sport. Only the best make it, and drive is everything. Talk to me about the depiction we see with the show.
I mean, the essence of it is really authentic. Having come from a dance background before I went into acting and theater, it is true. It is cutthroat. Anything can happen. You are going to meet all different colors of people, and people will tear you down, and you will tear yourself down, and it's really hard. That being said, the color that we paint it with is specific to the show. It's a drama. It's good television. So we've taken what's really true, and we've torn away all of the exterior and just left you with the darkest, sort of grittiest part of it.
In the show, I play a character who's not in the world of dance at all. I play a homeless guy who befriends the main dancer, Claire. So I didn't know much about the world of dance prior to doing this role. What I've discovered, hanging out with the cast, who are all real dancers, is that it's incredibly similar. And it's not that different from what's represented in the show at all, which is pretty interesting when you see the show, if you actually consider that all of that comes from a real place.
Tell me about Brian, man.
Brian is, what can I say about him? He's all kinds of messed up, I think.
I think everybody on this show has got problems.
I think you're right. I think everyone's got their problems in their particular way. But Brian, he just came back from overseas serving in the Marines for a while, and I think, as the show develops, you find out why that is, and the reason is more complex than you think at first.
The work that must go into this. It's one thing to do one take. When you're doing a live show, it's one thing to do one take and give everything, but to have to keep doing it over and over, what kind of challenge is that?
It was definitely physically exhausting and keeping that energy level up, but lucky for us, I mean, a lot of the dance scenes were supposed to look pretty worn down and exhausted, so a lot of it was true to form. But it was so much fun. I think we all were just on such a high throughout the whole process that we didn't realize how tired we were.
For someone who does this professionally, still, how grueling was it?
It was really overwhelming, I would say. It's filming 24/7 ballet. It's really difficult for the body, I think, yeah.
There's a very unique darkness to this show. There's a lot of light too, but we see how hard it is to make it in the dance world. As someone who does this professionally, how hard is it to make it in the dance world?
I'd say it's more difficult for women because there are more of them. For guys, there are fewer of us, so there's less competition. But it's definitely it's something you have to devote your life to from a young age. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline. So yeah, it can be quite difficult.
Tell me about your character.
Ross, he likes ballet. He likes women. He used to like drugs quite a bit, and he kind of struggles with all three of those things.
How do you balance both worlds? You're in zombie land and then you're in dancing
Well,
land. How do you
first of
balance
all,
both?
Ivan is Russian, so she has a completely different point of view. You either cut the mustard or she lights a match under your thigh. If you cannot get your leg up high enough, she will immolate your leg. I mean, there's no question. She's completely devoted to excellence and what needs to be done to be a great, not a good, a great ballerina. To reach for the stars, you land on the roof. You reach for the roof, you never get off the ground.
Very dark and
Yes.
unique look into the dancing world, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. But you know, the rigors physically, but then mentally, to work through the injuries, to remember the choreography, but then also the trust, because you know it's an ensemble dancing, and then it also I think just says a lot about arts in general. You know, where's the funding for the arts? We have to push so hard. We have to constantly sort of reinvest in how we get people in this age of technology, you know, who's coming to see ballet, who's coming to the art.
From Breaking Bad to ballet, how does that happen?
It's kind of easy, actually. Yeah, from meth to coke. But my background is in dance, so this Breaking Bad ballet has been gestating for my whole life. So I was armed and dangerous and ready to tell this story.
Supporting one of your brother/sister shows tonight, Flesh and Bone. This thing looks like it's going to be unbelievable.
Well, I can't wait. Actually, Moira and I worked together years ago on Eli Stone. I mean, if you go back in the annals of time. So I'm actually here to support her. She came to the Power Season 1 premiere, so I'm here
You
to
got to return the favor.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait.